That's Chris Redding. As we promised, after Tuesday's match, we check in with you before you guys took off for Florida. First conference matches of the year, FIU Friday evening, FAU Sunday at noon. So what do you expect out of these two teams as you jump into conference play? What has the video shown you, and what sort of strategies are concocting in that head of yours as you guys get ready for the weekend?
Well, I mean, anytime you're on the road to start conference, it's really important. You know, it's tough. The conference is playing out that I think to be in any match, it's going to be a dogfight. Because I don't think there's any weak sisters in this conference. I think every team is playing better than last year. The conference has improved from the mid-20s to, I think, 12th right now in the country. So that's a big jump up. So conference is definitely going to be tough, going to be critical to go in there, be ready, and execute as a team. So 5-game wars, that's what I'm predicting, 2 of them this weekend.
Now, you said this after the match on Tuesday, that it's about that time of year where there's enough film out on you that opponents are adjusting to the things you guys do, and you said we kind of have to do some counter-adjusting. How much self-scout have you been doing over the last couple of weeks, and what sorts of kind of things can you do to counteract what teams look like how they're going to defend you?
Well, part of that is just figuring out what opponents do to adjust, and then making the right call and the right timing on the call to adjust away from it. So, that's me doing a good job. That's Bethany doing a good job. Our staff being in tune to what's going on the other side of the net. And I think we're doing a pretty good job of that. But, again, when you see an opponent only once, they may change their plans. So we have to be ready to adjust in-game.
And then as you start facing some of these teams for the first time for your girls and for you, obviously the whole unknown factor, you can surprise as much as they can surprise. So there's is there a lot of feeling out process early in the match to kind of figure out what everyone's going to do in person live against one another?
Yeah, I think that's where anytime you play an opponent only once, the matchup starts off how it is, and then you got to adjust. And I think we've done a good job of preparing through non-conference. Every aspect of the game I feel like we've improved in, but we got to keep improving. We're not at the point where I want us to be at yet. We've got a lot of growth we have to do, and some of that is when something's not working, be able to find another way to be successful. So that's what I'm looking for as we start conference.
Yeah, that was going to be the follow-up question. As far as your players are concerned, they have to kind of evolve and grow and develop, mature on the floor from the start of the year through the non-conference to the conference. Who are some players that you might be able to point out that have really done the job of taking those next steps and really starting to push themselves as they move into this really second half of the season?
Well, I mean, the most crucial positions are setter position, and she's done a great job of taking over the starting role this year, and she's gotten better and better and better, and she's going to have to continue doing that because she's going to have to understand what teams are doing to stop her offense and find ways and work on ways to overcome that. And she's been doing a good job, but we got to keep doing that.
All right, safe travels. We're looking for 2 good results out of you guys this weekend. The start of conference is always kind of an extra shot of adrenaline as you get into these matches that are going to determine seeding for the tournament and a chance to go on and play in the postseason. It should be fun. Good luck to you guys.
Thanks. Go Niners.
That's Britney Held. She's the quarterback. She's the setter. She is keeping things going for the offense for Charlotte as you guys get ready to head off to Miami. Let's just want to Coach alluded to the fact that you had really made some big improvements, and I think part of that is just playing every day. But let's think back to the spring and then kind of forward to the start of fall practice and then forward now 15 matches in. How much more comfortable you are running the offense and getting really to know where everybody likes their ball set to make the offense really work.
Yeah, just getting to know everyone. Everyone's different. Even one ball for each middle is going to be a different height, a different speed. So you really have to know each hitter and where they want it exactly. And the offense also goes along with getting to know coach and what he wants and what his favorite offense is. Like for him, it's the slide. He really likes that.
Now, as you go through a match, I know you guys make a lot of eye contact. We watch you from the bench area, and you and Coach are constantly kind of talking over the next thing and what he wants to run. But you're also out there on the court, and you see things that are working and have a lot of input on that. Talk a little about that relationship between you and him when you guys talk during timeouts or looks that you give each other during matches. What are you guys communicating?
For the most part, he's just telling me different sets that are working, or for service leave, he'll give me a certain amount of sets, or like a routine, I guess, for which hitter is hitting what. And then he'll give me an idea of what's working more, and then how to spread it out more often to get the hitters the one-on-one or the splits.
Now, you're not allowed to play favorites, but you might have a person or two that you really like setting balls to. Who at this point do you have kind of the best on-court relationships with right now, would you say, without playing favorites? Where I don't mean to put you in that spot, but do you have a favorite?
I don't really have a favorite, but I mean, I can set anyone, and that's the awesome part about my job. I can set any of the hitters, and they'll put it away. They'll make me look good.
Okay. Now, and one thing that I wanted to ask you about was when setters attack. Sometimes I know it's called a dump, or there are other words for it. But when you take a ball that's passed to you and go straight for an attack, what are you trying to do to the defense? What are you trying to do to the opposition when you do that? Because you don't do it very often, and a lot of times it is effective. But what does that do to a defense?
It's really for a surprise. They're not expecting it. They're expecting the big hitter to come up and shove it down. But if I just tip it right over, it might throw off their defense so that the setter won't be able to set it. Go to the outside, and it'll be an easy ball for us.
All right, you're 15 matches in, pretty much halfway through the season. We've got the conference left to go. Expectations as you head into Conference USA, and I guess we can specifically talk about this weekend. You've watched film. You guys are ready, prepared. What are you expecting out of 2 matches in Florida this weekend?
We really talked about how we only have one chance at each team. So right now we're taking our one chance against FIU and FAU and taking it to them.
All right, travel safely. Good luck. We hope for good reports this weekend. Give us a Go Niners before you get on a plane.
Thank you, and go Niners.